Roblox Bedwars YouTubers have a lot of different PvP styles, and in this video we're going to be focusing on TanqR, who is the biggest Roblox Bedwars YouTuber out of all of them. So we'll put him against It's Matty, Minibloxia, and Spek to see who will win in the end. So firstly, how are we defining a good Bedwars player? Well, they need to be good at sword fighting, aim or bow skills, and building. You kind of have to be good at all of those things if you want to be a pro Bedwars player. So yeah, we will first start off with TanqR, and we will compare everyone to him later. Sword fighting. Whether it's timing your clicks, auto-clicking, don't do that, or just spamming. TanqR usually goes in first person, which gives him more reach than someone in third person, and instead of spamming his clicks, he times them perfectly. Doing this makes your hits register faster than spamming, so that's one of his advantages. Aim or bow skills. TanqR is one of the most skilled bow users in the game, and he has hit some of the best shots you've ever seen in Bedwars. Just look at these few clips.
There's one off the map. Look at that auto clicker. Oh, and they're both off the map. Oh, he's done. Bye.
I think you understand now. Building. When I say building, I don't mean building a nice house that took you half an hour, or making a 50-layer bed defense. I mean speed bridging or rushing your enemies using your blocks wisely. TanqR usually rushes his opponent immediately into the game, using 16 iron to buy 32 blocks to go to their base, take their bed, and kill them. Now we'll compare him to his first opponent, which is It's Matty. When It's Matty fights, he doesn't use shift lock mode like many players, or doesn't use first person like TanqR. He just fights in normal third person, and when he fights he just spams his sword at the person while hopping around. Now there are situations where this would help, but it's definitely not the best strategy, and he's not the best at it, so I'm going to have to give the point to TanqR on this one. Now, It's Matty is not the best with the bow, as you can see from this clip, and he doesn't really use it in his videos. So to be honest, I think it's just a simple win for TanqR. It's Matty also doesn't really do this too much, and when he does, he's pretty slow at it. Though this is almost definitely because he's recording and showing things off in his video. I'm only judging off his content, so I'm going to have to say TanqR wins against It's Matty 3-0. Now for his second opponent, Minibloxia. This is going to be a good fight. Minnie usually uses shift lock while aiming at his opponent, spam clicking, and jumping around. This is actually a really good tactic, as it gives you more reach when you do this.
Obviously, I can hit him like this, right? But now, if I stand 5 blocks away and I try to hit him, oh, I can't. Watch what happens when you put the shift lock circle on the character.
There's something we have to talk about here though. Since TanqR usually fights in first person, he can't actually keep track of where Minnie is at all time. And Minnie can, so I'm going to have to give this one to Minnie, though it is a close one. Minnie is actually really good at bowing like TanqR, as you can see from these few clips.
He can't do it.
Oh! No one has ever done that! No one has ever!
Though they do probably cut a lot of their misses out in their videos to keep their viewer watching, and in them, they are pretty equal, so I'm going to have to say this is a tie. Now, Minibloxia doesn't always go for the quick rush, and is a little bit more defensive rather than full offense like TanqR. And with their PvP skills pretty much the same, I'm going to have to say TanqR wins very, very slightly. And lastly, we have Spek. Now, this is an interesting one. Spek usually fights in first person and spams his sword, unlike TanqR and Minibloxia. And he's actually a really good sword fighter, and he sometimes uses his bow skills while fighting with his sword. By getting players weak with his bow or his sword, he then switches to the other one to finish them off. So for this one, I'm going to say it's a tie, though I do think TanqR would win. Unlike Minnie and TanqR, Spek doesn't really rush that quickly, so most of the time he's a little more defensive than most players. And that would be a disadvantage most of the time in a 1v1 fight. I do think TanqR wins. If you found this video interesting or entertaining, please consider subscribing. We are trying to speedrun to 10k, so if you can just check, I would really appreciate that. And go watch this video. I think you'll like it.